Sorry guys, don't know what happened there, a wee technical glitch. If you guys are watching this after we've been live, there's another little part to this for 20 minutes. It kind of sets up the stream and all that other stuff. So sorry if you've been kicked out and been brought back in. You've had to jump between two videos. Very sorry. I don't know what happened. It's lucky I had that kind of second screen on, because that's the only reason I noticed that the stream had dropped out on us. And that other page is now giving me bother, so I'm just going to get rid of that, and hopefully, or maybe I will have to open it back up actually. 2 seconds guys, bear with me. Okay, so backup goalkeeper, I'll just kind of pick that while I'm waiting. I guess we'll go Van de Voort. He's as safe as they come really this game week for me. And then on the bench for defence, I guess I'll have to add in. Chris Richards, because I think he does have a good game, and if I did have to rely on. Well, that's my channel's birthday coming up. Oh, that's interesting. I'll look into that more and I'll let you know about it if any of you care. Maybe I'll do a giveaway, who knows. Yep, and then control room please. Let me see what's going on. Awesome. Okay guys, if any of you are here, that's me get all the screens and all the good fun. Let me know in the live chat if you're back. And yeah. So on the bench, I think I could see myself finding a home for probably Wirtz, because I think he's a bit too exciting not to play. And then my forward for the bench, I think I'll go Chicharito. And it's always got to be Captain Depay. Magic. So that's my SD11. Should make me a wee bit more. It should make me a bit more better equipped to go into my actual SoRare lineups itself. Back now, Mikey. When you say back, did you have to leave and come back into a different thing, or did the? Because I know it did froze. I caught your comment just before I closed things down. Did the frozen part just come unfrozen? Let me know. Seen that being fourth, by the way, is such a kick in the balls. It makes me feel so sad. I was hunting down second. You know what I mean? And then Nubo doesn't get. I mean, I'm thankful that he got the clean sheet, because that's what we picked him for. It was his likelihood of getting the 60. But man, 0.066 points away from half a coin is so sore. Makes me feel a bit sad, I'm not gonna lie. Now, All-Star D2 is where we're going again. Top lineup, and yeah, we're getting that same spine again of the Atlanta boys. I'm just going to keep them in and running, because I think they're playing well. They all get subbed off except Barco. Actually, Barco played the full 90 or so, but I don't think that's really a hindrance for him at this point. Slowik is probably my best goalkeeper to go into this division, and Medina is just on good form. NYC have suffered an injury and a red card and whatever in the last game, so I think he will start 2 games in a row. I think he'll start that match away to Cincy, and that is a game that Medina can do very well in, based on what I seen last night, because players with pace and good technique, I get for Atlanta against Cincy, we're just cutting them open at will. Marcelino Moreno, Rossetto, all those guys just had their way over midfield. It was Cincinnati just do not have a midfield. That's my point. An All-Star D3. Now, yeah, this is a wee conundrum. Different stream, mate. Yeah, no problem, Mickey. Thought that. This is a wee conundrum I've got, right? So I've put both my Asian super rares in here, and that also kind of facilitates more lineups elsewhere. Key is the tricky one, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut Saka out, so I can put Saka back into this midfield spot. I might have Koke. Koke might be. I don't know if Koke's a better shout than Key. So I think Robbo's in great form, will play and will hit good. I think Matt Turner, Depay, yeah, you can probably imagine what I'm thinking of all this. Giacomakis, now I was listening to Ange Postecoglou's pre-game interview for the Betis match, and he was specifically asked about the injured players, and he said something that makes you think that Giacomakis could be on the bench or start at the weekend or the next midweek. That's the kind of time scale he's looking at. So a lot of, obviously doesn't want to show his cards. There's a lot to be determined. I would find it difficult to imagine that he names him in a match day squad for Europe before he would domestically, which leads me to believe he will be in the squad against Livingston. If he was to get on the pitch, will he have enough time to score or not? Yada yada is the conundrum there, because picking a sub's no problem if you're confident that they can get the decisive from the bench, but I'm not sure about any of those things, so that does make him quite a difficult card to make a big decision on. So I'm looking at Koki Machida now. I don't know if I could maybe play Koki somewhere else and pull a stronger card out of a weaker lineup and move it into this. So I might revisit this All-Star D3. I'm quite happy to put Key in there for the simple fact that I know he'll get between, I don't know, let's say 42 and 56. But like you've just seen with my D2, to really push up the top, we need to be getting deep greens. We need to get guys hitting 70s before multipliers and whatever. In All-Star D4, I am naming Camavinga in the squad. I don't see how he cannot feature. Jota picked up 64 midweek, so he's had 2 good starts to his Celtic career. Marcus Junior's in great form. I can't really not play him. I know Nagoya Grampus have got the best goalkeeper in the league and whatever, but I find it hard to not play him with the form he's in at the moment. I don't think I've got really any better rares that haven't been selected elsewhere that I would call upon. Denier, but they've got PSG and that is a gamble. Timo, obviously, you know. Sangart definitely seems to be injured. And then anyone else here, like Zellerand's away to New England, I'm not picking that. Aronson's in and out. And Cham, Teo, the form's all quite meh. So I think Marcos Jr., I mean even Max Phillip, by the way, he's due a decisive. He's not had one in 4 games now. I would expect him to start, but he might not. That's my conundrum. So then I know Marcos Jr., there's no reason for him not to play. I think I picked you Aiden a team, or Vlasic. I've got lots of choices, guys, and that's the Kamada. Didn't play well tonight. He might get rested at the weekend. He's good in Europa League, Kamada. Crepin Diatta is back in the house. I don't think he'll play at the weekend because he did play tonight. So yeah, I think Marcus Jr. is pretty much as good as it gets. And Camavinga, like, let's see if we can just get his tail of the tape actually, you know, winning stuff. Because he's, you know, his first 2 appearances for Real Madrid, he's got a goal and an assist, you know, so why not? Now, this might be a little thing I'll be talking about in content and whatever, but I've not got a goalkeeper for under 23 D4, and it doesn't really bother me, to be honest with you. I'm putting my goalkeepers into D2, so Kosei Tani is at home to Avispa, which is good a fixture, really. It's not amazing, but it's definitely not terrible. Kessler, Acevedo should definitely play. Cabral, I would expect to play. Didn't start, did he? No, he didn't. So I think Cabral came off the bench. So, or did he? Actually, I'm losing my mind a little bit. I'm pretty sure Cabral didn't start the other night. Maybe even last night, technically speaking. Well, Fenerbahce actually didn't score at the death. That's weird. I wonder what happened right at the end that pushed me to 4th. I wonder if there was an error elsewhere. I'm definitely going to check the table out because that's going to bug me. I know who was kind of floating about the positions and whatever. So LA Galaxy started with Alvarez, Grancia and Chicharito. And Chicharito and Grancia get subbed off for Cabral, and Joveljic and Leggett also come on for probably Vasquez. So I think Leggett will start. I might actually tear these teams up, guys. Yeah, I think I'm going to tear these teams up and go again. Now this is going to make the stream a little bit longer, so sorry. If you don't want to hang about, you can always come back after your bedtime. But I think oh Jesus, I've got a lot of teams. I don't know if I want to quite. Oh Jesus, do I want to tear them all up and go again? I think I might. Oh, that's under 23s, I don't, so I was thinking about Leggett and stuff. I could probably put Leggett into All-Star. Under 23 D3, I think this is as good a team as I'm going to name. You know, Anderlecht, you know, works. Ferran Torres, like I say, I'm going to Manchester, so I want him in a good team. The reward I just won is on some vein of form, by the way. And they'll be playing Sturm Graz, who have played tonight, so hopefully he can just get another 60 plus, or that'd be brilliant. And this team's quite exciting. I could do pretty well. And yeah, I don't really feel much of a need to investigate change on that. Ferran and Wirtz. Let me check Wirtz's minutes tonight, actually, because that is an important factor. in my decision making, and that's part of the reason that the streams are so good for me and maybe you, is that a lot of the last minute decisions are made on last minute events when we're at this stage of proceedings, you know, because Leverkusen won 2-1 tonight, and Wirtz did start, and when did they come off? Come off in the 80th minute for Amiri. Now I do think the Ferencváros game, looking at the team, is actually a full strength. It's pretty much a full strength team except for Adley and Lario. Yeah, I think in St-Graven, I think Wirtz will play. I'm going to stick with that. D5, I've not got a global D5, and you'll see why shortly, but I like my little under 23 limiteds. I've not really won too much, but I quite like this team. Not really holding my breath over it in any way, shape or form. Krasnodar. Yeah, so hey, let's hope it does well. Did I have a D5 global I didn't look at? Yeah, I do actually. I've got a global D5. So we've got Maximenko, we've got Ishmael Kandus, Luka Sucic, Jordan Larson, Jordan Adamu. Let's see what happens with that. Not really too fussed. Yeah, the Anselm SR, like I am, you know, there's very little information to go on, you know, so it's hard to really say for certain what my opinion is on him. I've not did the Y-Scout treatment on him just yet, but I will do that. Now the special weekly, right, is something that I think I do need to contend with here, right, because the top 100, 2 limited La Liga ticket cards for each of the top 100. That is 2 tickets each to the top 100. So I think you would be absolutely out your fucking Nelly not to try and get into the top 100. So the team I've got for it is definitely subpar. Claudio Bravo played tonight, but I'm not sure he would play in the league, to be honest, because they have had other people playing, so I might drop him out. I might need to go buy a card or something, I don't know. So I'll get Claudio Bravo. Who could I swap him for? I think I'd maybe swap him for Sathanov, potentially. I don't want to mess about with any of these other goalkeepers. I don't want to be taking a gamble. I could even put Soraya in, by the way. Yeah, I think I'll put Soraya in. Yeah, this could be good. Miazga, I'm actually quite happy with Miazga. Van Dijk, I'm not fussed about. Verscharen, I think was just putting there because it was spare, and Sorloff just needs to. I need a third La Liga card. So I'm just trying to wonder and think then now, is there a better La Liga card than Sorloff? Because he's been coming off the bench and stuff, which is just same old from Sorloff. SoRare going in there is risky because it's Real Madrid, but I think Valencia are good for Depay. Should Depay go in here? I think there'll be a lot of Depays. Maybe a no Depay, no party situation. Or do you know what? I think I'm going to put Depay in here. Trippier. Champ Euro D2. This is such a difficult situation, man, because I am thinking I have to put a stronger team into this, and now I'm thinking I should just bin all my teams and reset them all. Lejude dos Santos, Gaia, Renato Tapia. Wait, hey, Renato Tapia, really, Mikey? Good to hear it. Manu Garcia and Malin. Wow, good team. That is a good team. I think I'll put Soraya. Top 100 is going to be so tough that I really want to. I'm going to sticky wicket here, guys. Let's look at this champion Euro setup. So I've got D2s downward listed, you know. So have I maybe tried to stretch this out too much? I think this looks like a good team, but champion Euro D2, how good could it do? Am I being a wee bit optimistic using it? Especially with this game week, I'm also kind of thinking some of those better Spanish cards and whatnots might go into that, because I'd love to win this, but I think everyone else will as well. How many entrants are in it? If it's more than 1,000, I don't think I'll be entering it, to be honest, because I think I just don't fancy mods. Which I know is a little bit defeatist, but you know me, guys, I like to be a wee bit contrarian. If everyone is going for the special, or everyone's going into the D, yeah, 1,000 odd, I actually quite don't mind that. I'm doing it. Clear all. Done it. Right, I'm picking the special weekly team first. That's the only reason this would make sense. I can't believe I've just done that. We're going to do the special weekly first, right? So I'm going to try and pick my best team for the special weekly without bias, without any region, you know, none of that stuff. So the best goalkeeper I've got that could go in here, I'm going to go with SoRare, because I think he's as good as it gets, and he's unlimited, which doesn't really bother me too much, and he's La Liga, so I think that's fine. I can work with that. In defence, I actually just caught an eye at Gabriel, and I think I'll play him, because I think away at Burnley he could be actually really fucking good. Ferran Torres in the special weekly, I don't know if that would be quite cool, because I'll be at a stadium and it could be to win other tickets and whatever. Does have big scoring potential, he's very likely to play. I'm also looking out for any other La Liga cards. I had Miazka here, who I might bring back in. I might just play some of the big hitters. Should I put... tempted to put Brais Mendes in here, so I think he'll have a good game against Cadiz. But it's a new super rare. I want to put a new super rare into something. I suppose he ticks the box, man. He makes it happen. It's a great way to endear himself to FC Barcelona. It's quite a colourful team so far, isn't it? Got 2 La Liga picks, so I would need one more. I'm not going to be playing Falcao, even though it's tempting. It's got to be Memphis, really, hasn't it? Otherwise, what's the point of scrapping all these teams to redo them? And then I think it would... That's me got my 3 La Liga cards now, right? So that's actually really fine. I'm quite happy with that. Would I rather have... I think I would rather have SoRare against Real Madrid without multipliers than Brais, because SoRare could get a penalty, he'll be taking free kicks, Valencia will be up for it. Real Madrid have been, you know, kind of scraping by thanks to Camavinga the last couple of games, so I think I might just do that. And then my extra card, should I put Barco in? I think I need big hitting power to go into this team. Giacomucas, that would be something if he scored there. So the best other card I've got without bias, who was in my SD11? That'll help me. Did I actually pick any of those guys in the SD11, did I? Let me check my SD11. At the back, I definitely didn't have Gabriel. I think I picked Van Dijk over him, which I might actually swap now. I've seen that. This stream's going to go on all night, guys. I'm really sorry. I'll probably have to include a cigarette break in it. Because normally I do these teams beforehand, just so I can do a wee bit of revision with you guys, have a bit of banter, see how you have done on this game week, see how I've done, and go for it from there. Where is Gabriel Magalhaes? I want to see what you get for playing Burnley on average as a defender. I don't see him fucking anywhere. Hernandez, Van Hoosten, Valenzuela, Yedlin, Miazka. Average is 46. Doesn't get picked often, but which is one of the appeals of him. Verona have just lost their manager, Mancini. Could be a good defender this game as well. But I'm looking for Gabriel because I want to see him. For God's sake. Why did I not see... Am I tripping? Where is Gabriel? Unless, has there something happened to the Arsenal game that SoRare Data is aware of? That... Am I just losing my fucking marbles? It feels like I am, by the way. Is Gabriel here and I can't see him? What's going on, guys? Someone help me out. Van Dijk, Segura, Kessler. If I'm fucking about with this too much, I'm just going to... Yeah, fuck knows. Just going to leave Van Dijk in there. Legit, I think a Saka could go into this team. I fancy a Saka to do well. And I could just put the rare one in. It doesn't actually affect the way I'd shaped everything else. But the pie going into here. Is that a midfielder I need? So I put Joseph in here. No, I don't think I put Joseph in here, it's too powerful. A Jetty? Should score against Livingston, the form he's in. It'd be a good little thing for him to do. Darwin, Cabral, Jota. Jota very much likely will play. They're looking good. I'm going to go Jota. I'm going to put Jota in this team. And it's got to be Captain Depay. It's team rules. So that's my special weekly team, guys. Revamped and upgraded for your viewing pleasure. Oh, did I maybe put Gabriel on the bench? No, Chris Richards. So weird, eh? Still a 9% chance, which isn't bad. Yeah, I can get behind that, Mike, which is why I've revamped the teams, to be honest. So my next... Actually, let's have a look at the prize pool. Since I'm revisiting the well, basically, and reinventing the wheel live on stream with you tonight, I'm probably not going to do my D5s and shit. I'll do my main leagues with you. So 257 entrants. Yeah, I'm quite liking this. So I think it'll be probably be the exact same team, in fact. So we're going to go Slovic in the nets. That's fine. At the back, I'm tempted to go Kessler, but I think Lennon is the man. Washington will almost certainly score a couple of goals, but so I'm really hoping Brooks Lennon gets decisives. Hakimi could maybe do that. Yeah, I'm going to go Brooks Lennon. I'm just going to go same kind of spine from this week to last week. So Brooks, Barco and Joseph. And then I'm going to go Medina because they're playing Cincinnati. Yeah, this will be the same team as what it was at the beginning of the stream. Sorry guys, just need to watch me pick it again real quickly. But there was Joseph. And then Medina. If you can hear my kid in the background, I'm sorry. Medina, there we go, sorted. And it's Captain Barco. That's the rules of Barco life. He is the captain. Play Jota, yeah. Good boy, Mikey boy, you're behind it. So what I normally do when I'm doing this off camera is as I kind of splice down. So I'm going to cross my D2 options. So I'm going to go under 23 D2 next. Okay, so I've only got a few D3 goalkeepers. I'm going to be keeping Schubert for Challenger because I've got some good Challenger cards now, and I'd rather operate at D3 Challenger than D4 U23, if that makes sense. So I think, who do we have? We had Tanny up here. I'm going to stick with that. So Tanny, Kessler, and plus I'm going to be able to keep my Champ Hero as well. In midfield, I'm not going to be playing Illich in here because it's a tough game anyway, but I've went with Acevedo because I know he'll play and he could score well against Cincinnati. And then up top, I think I went with Darwin. Yep, because I know I've got a good feeling he's going to play enough minutes to get the points required at least anyway. And then maybe throw Koki into this, because if Koki plays, who was the other super rare I had up here? It wasn't Harvard Bellis, it wasn't the Mecha, it wasn't Illich. Was it maybe Cabral? I think it might have been Cabral. Yeah, let's go Cabral. Captain Darwin, just because he's got the biggest points potential this game week. It's pretty much the deciding factor on that one. So we've got Champion Euro D2, and I'll plug this one out. So yeah, we're going to try. So I've got the Champion Euro goalkeepers. I've got All Black, Trap, and Nubo. So I can go D2, 3, and 4 with them quite easily, as long as I've got the supers to back it up. So with him, I've got to put Hakimi because he's my best option. In midfield, is it Illich? No, it's Brais Mendes. Yep. Up front, Paulinho or Nemeka. I think I might actually opt for Paulinho just because he didn't play tonight. I think it'd be a bit fresher. And Leverkusen are in decent form. But in saying that, Nemeka didn't actually play, and actually I think Wolfsburg are. I think if Nemeka such a gamble. If Nemeka starts, I fancy him have a better game than Paulinho. They're at home. Frankfurt have been kinda shit. But Paulinho is more likely to play away at Stuttgart. Stuttgart have been okay, but they've been like attackingly attractive, you know, so they've been going forward and whatever, so it gives more guys, like, it gives more chances to somebody like Paulinho a chance to open up. But no, I'm going to leave him as is. Am I going to put in Trippier as my final question? I think I have to. And then I'm going to go Captain Brais Mendes, because I think he could get some love against Cadiz and do pretty well, and it'll be a lovely debut for him as captain. Now the thing I also like about that Nemeka, by the way, and this is something that shouldn't be understated, right? Me and a few of the guys I make content with have spoke about this before in terms of you're picking up challenger guys, and one of the hopes and aspirations you have for some of the challenger cards you hold is that they go on to become Champion Euro cards, okay? Now that can be met with, I'd rather they were in a smaller league and dominant and all the rest of it, blah blah blah, right? But the kind of situation I've unearthed or stumbled into with Nemeka is he's went to a good team and they've started the league well and whatever, right? But they're not licensed, so that's super rare. Look at it, I've got a 31% multiplier on that super rare, and a Brais Mendes in season that I've just picked up is 25. You know, so that he's going to hold that season bonus all the way until he gets a new card, so i.e. at this point when Wolfsburg get onboarded. Now, I'd probably say it's a 50-50 chance whether that happens this season or beyond. But if that didn't happen till like February or March, I could definitely have this guy, like, he's OP as it is anyway, but look at his XP bonus is 6.5%. So if I can get that up to the 10%, or get that closer and closer to the 10% mark, then this kit could be really powerful in a D2 Champion Euro setting. And it's only because his cards went scarce because he's went to a non-licensed Champion Euro team. So that's an interesting dynamic that I've kind of stumbled upon that might be of interest to you, might be something you've overlooked or not calculated for in the past, and it might be something you might want to do going forward. Champion America D2, now again similar to what you've seen in the last game week, this is going to be like the B-list super rares. So Titan, unfortunately Matarita does also now fall into that category just because of the form that he's been in over the last 5 games. Matarita is a big decisive grabbing defender when he's not getting dicked off of the opposition. In midfield it's Wanyama, he goes into this team now. Up front we pick a rare, don't we? Yeah, I'll be picking a rare. And no Johnny Russell this game week, it would appear. I'm going to hit used. Yeah, it's just Cabral and Joseph. Yeah, so I am actually quite light on forward options. I think I'm going to have to go with Chicharito because he's a wee bit of a false super rare, isn't he? And then the last SR we're going to be picking, it's not going to be legit. Is it maybe Grancier? Do we go Grancier? Did I maybe beef this team up? So I'm actually just looking at the forward options and whatever. Did I maybe just Galaxy this team up a bit? And what does that look like? That looks like putting Legit in here over Wanyama and adding in Grandsir. So I've got what I'll have then is the Cincinnati defense against New York, which I do not like the sound of, and then the Galaxy forward line. No, I cannot get behind that. Sorry, Chicharito, I'm going to have to swap you around. What other strikers do I have? Maybe throw the Vargas at it in case he comes off the bench against Houston. Toy has not been in the team. Vela has been out. I think I have to just throw Vargas at this and see if he comes off the bench. And then I'll just have to back that up with another okay tier 2 super rare that I might have lying about somewhere. Andy Baba, no. Grandsir, no. Valenzuela, maybe, yeah. He might come back in. Ronald Hernandez. Frankie Amaya, yeah, okay. Oh, Frankie Amaya on the bench, didn't come off in the last game. I think Amaya's the best option for this team. Let's see what happens, and I guess we'll go Captain Matarita just because he's. No, they're probably going to get wrong entirely. Captain Wanyama. Let's see what that team does. I'm not. You're surprised I don't have a Mukhtar. Now, I'm a big fan, Owen, of Hani Mukhtar, but I don't have much Nashville action. I tried to get into Nashville with Randall Leal, and I just couldn't get a super rare Randall Leal, anything under than an ETH, ever. Like, he's always been an ETH or more, and then when the season started, he was banging in worldies and stuff, and that price just kind of solidified at that point. So I've just never really had a foothold in Nashville. Leal is, if I got into Nashville, I know everyone loves Mukhtar, but I would want Leal and then maybe get a Mukhtar, or maybe something else. I like the new guy they've signed, and who else? I like the Jonder Cadiz guy. I thought he looked really good, but he seems to have fallen off the map. I had picked Matt Turner in my All-Star D3, but I'm thinking maybe Sean Johnson is the better bet with Cincinnati, because they didn't really look all that threatening. Now I do think actually they'll start Barry Allen and Acosta at home in New York, and I think that'll give him a bit more of a chance. I think I'm going to stick with Turner because I think I bought him for big league action, and All-Star D3 is a big league that we want some action in. In defence, All-Star, I think I picked Robbo last time, didn't I? I love his big multiplier. That might sway me again into that. Who's the best defender? So I did have Van Dijk, didn't I, actually, in my... And I know he didn't play tonight, which, yeah, I think Van Dijk is a good fit into that team. In midfield, I'm kind of pushing for a super. I'm going to pull Legit into this team. Up front, we no longer have Depay. Bayern are at home at Bochum. I think I have to play Sané, don't I? I think Sané's one of my best options here. Probably quite comfortably. Yeah, Sané. Sané's getting some more big league action as well. And then if I need just another good super rare to come in here. I might even throw the Grandsir in. Wait for this to load, sorry guys, just thinking. Isaka. I think Isaka's going to get this team. Yeah, I'm going to get Isaka in this team because I think he's got a decisive in him. Cerezo, Osaka are not a bad team to be. That's not an overly amazing fixture, but they are at home. He's getting a rhythm, a tempo. I back him to do well, basically. Sané, like, how many minutes will he get? He got like 80 minutes against Barcelona the other night. I wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't start. That's the kind of painful thing about the Sané, to be honest with you, is he might not start. But even if he doesn't, of course he could come off the bench against Bochum and get something. But yeah, as I'm thinking, if Sané didn't start, would I be surprised? Not at all. What other forward options do I really have? I would expect Jordan to start against CSKA, but I just can't bank on it with this manager. He's a wee bit erratic with his forward options and the blend he's trying to get. Could I play a Jetty, actually? A Jetty is definitely more likely to get 60 minutes or more guaranteed. There's less jeopardy around a Jetty. He is likely to get subbed off for Jakimukas, or Yakimukas, I beg your pardon, if he's on the bench. But in that time against Livy, the way Celtic are playing, it wouldn't be beyond the stretch of... Decisions. Info from Portugal suggests that Darwin is on the bench for this game week. I don't really care about that, to be honest. I think he'll start, and even if Darwin's one of these guys that has proven himself to me that from the bench, like, he can still affect a game week, and that's the main thing I'm looking for. My main conundrum: a Jetty's knocked in back-to-back 80s. He's really fighting to keep his place in the team. He did really well in the first 20 minutes, half an hour tonight, and then just the supply kind of dried up a bit. I'm going to Jetty. I'm going to captain him. This just makes it. It makes it feel so much more gambly when I put a Jetty in rather than Sané. It's such a weird dynamic because Sané's almost certainly going to get rested. It's such a weak opposition. They've got plenty of options. They played a big game. They'll probably want to save him for more big games. I'm sticking with that. A Jetty. Yeah, I can back a Jetty with a good bit of fun. Right, okay. So the next D3 I'll be running into is going to be the under 23s in. Van der Voort will be the keeper here. Yes, Van der Voort will be my keeper here. That's fine by me. Now at the back, I think I picked Harwood Bellis last time. I'm probably quite happy to stick with that. I'm not in a rush to put... Actually, I might even do an Asia D3 and throw the Koki in there, and I'm not too bored with what happens with him. Ferran Torres goes into this team, we all know that already. And then I think, yeah, it's Tobias that's going to go up front. And I'm going to try and keep that Paulinho for champion. Yeah, okay. So my last rare, I had Wirtz in here, but seeing that Wirtz played 80 minutes, Stuttgart is a big game. Wirtz hasn't played that much either in these other games. He's been off the benches and stuff like that. I think I have to play Wirtz. I'll feel stupid if I don't play him now. I think I keep that team as it is. I think that team had been worked out pretty well. I've not seen anything over the midweek that would make me want to doubt that. I'm going to captain Torres because I'm going to go see the man live. Oh, by the way, guys, I'll show you this while you're here, right? As you will know, I've been buying a lot of football stuff, right? So when I got my Barco, I also went and I got the new Man City away top, the Puma one, right, which is an absolute belter, right? So we're wearing this to the game tomorrow, right? But after like 2 washes or something like that, look at the fucking name. It's just peeling off. So I took it out and I was like, oh. I'm just going to sit that here all nice and clean, ready to go for the game. And I'll be taking myself into the Club Superstore before the match. The letter A is falling off. I have to pick it back up. And I'll be saying, hey, Man City, I don't appreciate this shit coming out of my washing machine. Fix it. I'm here for my first game. I'm backing my man Ferran. I want that shirt on my back. So, anyway, little small digression for you. But yeah, look at that. It's just, I'm watching the replay kind of on the second screen. So shit. The next D3 we're going to try and rock out is going to be in Champion Euro. Now, I've got no Depay. I've not selected Sané, so I could probably come back to him if I wanted to, actually. I've still got Paulinho. Okay, so goalkeepers, Trapp and Nubo have both got dog shit fixtures. I'm not going to gamble on Pandur. I'm definitely not going to be gambling on Jesse Moulin. So I'm going to go on the bigger multiplier, which is Trapp. So I'm going to go for Trapp. At the back, I think Mancini's put himself in the shop window tonight with a big performance. Chris Richards has got a really good game. Robbo has a game that could be great for him. And Juve could be there for the taking for Theo Hernandez, by the way. Juve have been dog shit. I'm going to go with Theo in this team, actually. I'm going to pull him in. Ivan Ilic is the super rare midfielder that this team requires. Yep. And then up front we've got Paulinho, don't we? That's the way this team is meant to rock out. Yeah, Paulinho. And then my best other rare, is it Sane? No, I'm not going to play Sane in this team. It's maybe Mancini. Max Phillip could get a decisive. I wouldn't put, by the way, I would not put it past Nikola Vlasic to get a decisive, because David Moyes, Man U, fucking new transfer. West Ham, Mavericks have got good habits against Man United over the years, you know. I've got some difficulty. Who? I think Max Phillip will definitely play, and he is due a decisive. I just get that kind of feeling off him. But he's shooting in the trap, which I don't like. Chris Richards, Kamada, Zinho. Theo had a tough game against Liverpool. Yeah, well, I did see that he didn't really do too much and whatever. And obviously I seen like the main highlights, but I don't think Theo gets rotated against Juventus. And I think if anything, like, he'll probably, I don't know, I think Casey Milner will be right up for that game, and I think they've got to play their best team. Like, really, they've got to play their best team. But it's my best other rare now, is what I'm struggling to get. Because, like, Joe David does my nutting. Like, he really does. A lot of these guys, I'm waiting to see Matthew Hoppe come into the team. That could be exciting. I'm even tempted with Miazga, because I think Miazga at the back for Alaves could be like a little SO5 rock. I don't back Leon away from PSG enough to pick Denier. I don't think Werner's getting the minutes anymore. I'm going to play Vlasic, and I'll tell you why. Vlasic started tonight, didn't finish the game. I think that's in preparation for this game here. It's a big money signing, and in my opinion, they've bought him. I don't think this is much of a revelation or much of a wild opinion, but I think they've bought him because they couldn't get Lingard. And if he does that role, did I make him captain? No, I make Theo captain. If he does that role for West Ham that Lingard done last year, and Lingard totally changed his world football reputation with his form. Challenger Euro, we're going to get a D3 lineup out. With the one goalkeeper we've got, which is Schubert. Yep, Schubert will go in. And we should have some SRs, none in defence, so we're going to have to play Big Jack, that's fine. SR in midfield. Look at Illich was suspended for the last game. I think he comes back. I'm not actually too sure. And Cham should play. I think Cham's a good shout. He's injured. For Sharon, Leeds isn't a great game. Yeah, I'm going to play Cham. And then I've got Jordan Larson, super rare. And then did I play Jack and Lucas? Sam Vines, Illich. Illich is away if it tests. I'd probably rather play the Jack and Lucas, to be honest with you. And if it does come off the bench and grab a decisive, then he's actually got a decent little platform of a team here to maybe do not too bad. And it's going to really kind of have to be Captain of Jam in case he gets some decisives or whatever. Should it be Captain Hendry? His scores are amazing there, and he could get a goal. Captain Hendry, why not? Play Champions League, go for it. I didn't only seen the highlights of Hendry, or the highlights of Bruges and whatever. I didn't really get to see too much of him. I watched the whole Man City Leipzig game, and I must say, guys, it was the most boring 6-3 you're ever going to see, honestly. Like, I watched the full game, it was entertaining and the goals were good, and as usual, all know at home I'm a big supporter of both teams, and you know, in a lot of ways. And honestly, it didn't even feel like a Champions League game. It felt like a training match. It just was. Leipzig are just honestly like shit under Jesse Marsch, you know. Like, I think it's a little bit of Jesse Marsch isn't really at that level yet, and losing Upamecano and Konate in the same window, as well as of course Nagelsmann and Sabitzer, it's just, I think they're just down a level now. You know, I was saying this on some content I recorded. You may have found it somewhere, but I've recorded some content that's out there, and I was saying, like, oh Jesus, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, I don't even think Leipzig are top 4 contenders this year. I know it's quite early in the season, but I just don't see it happening. Champion America, can I get a D3 out in here? I think I can with the goalkeepers. I've still got Sean Joe. which is cool. I can play him. And then at the back, I've got some good options. I've got Valenzuela, who DNP'd. Don't know if I'll play him. But I'm definitely going to play Miles Robinson, just because he's flavour of the month now. He's the next best thing since sliced bread in America, isn't he? I still got Grancier. He's got a decisive innings. He's a credible super rare. I've of course got Chicharito. And then do I have any other super rares? I've got Alibaba, Valenzuela. Then it's Efra. I think Efra's going to start this game. No. And that makes it hard for me to pick him. Which makes it then hard to pick this team as a D3. Which then makes me want to look at the D2. And yeah, I'm going to dismantle this D2. And I'm going to be pulling out the Wanyama. And I'll make that team. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So Champion America D2 is in the bin. Excuse me. So in goals we'll have Shonjo. We'll have Miles Robinson at the back. Midfielder is going to be Wanyama and Grancier. And up front is going to be Chicharito. Yeah, that's a good D3. I can get behind that. Grancier. Awesome. And then the captain is going to be Chicharito. That's a good team. That could do well. Quite excited for that. Any team would have difficulty losing that many key pieces. Yeah, no, you're totally right, Masaki. But it's like, it was when I was watching the game. Honestly, I had this realisation. You guys have been on my Twitter for a while, obviously, you don't know this, but I've put a few big money bets on over the last year, like maybe 2 or 3. And honestly, about maybe 75 minutes into that game, I was like, why didn't I fucking put -1 Man City? Like, I should have known that Man City were going to walk all over them, because I have watched Leipzig this year. I kind of had that feeling that they were crap. But I went into the game not even really thinking about bets and all that kind of stuff. I was just kind of really excited to see Man City against... So we'll put Kim Sung-gyu in here, Koki Machida, super rare, Ki Sung-young, super rare, Marcos Jr., and then I think Ayase Ueda is probably a good shout. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Actually, maybe I'll drop Ueda for a Saka rare. Unless we've got double jeopardy. Or Sammy. The highlights of the Liverpool Man City game won't do it justice. I don't doubt it. Sorry to tell you, Quinny, you watched the wrong game. Really? Well, it was 6-3. I say it was a goal every 10 minutes. It was pretty fucking good, but it was like it was really flat. Like, it wasn't an exciting game to watch considering all the goals that went in. I felt so bad for Nkunku. He wasn't even really the best. You know, I was like, oh, Nkunku got a hat-trick. I was listening to people on the radio the day, like, oh yeah, Nkunku played a great. Nobody in Leipzig played great. Like, nobody. Tyler Adams looked okay in centre mid. No one in defence impressed me. Angelino was not top. Leimer did okay. Nkunku got his goals, of course. Poulsen looked okay when he came on, but Forsberg looked lively. Forsberg looked like he had good legs on him, which is the first time I've said that in a while. Or for a while, because he's been quite slow recently. Well, Captain Marcos Jr., and I guess I'm just going to leave... I'll just put Sammy in there, fuck it. Why not? Now, putting Gu in there, I don't know if that fucks me over elsewhere. So, we've got around all the D3s, we've got all them out now, which is cool. So D4, I want to make sure... I didn't have under 23 D4. So Champion Euro, I know I've got a goalkeeper for that already. So I want to check Global All-Star D4, I've got a goalkeeper that isn't Nubel. I've got Horvath, right? Horvath is a gamble, isn't he? Horvath is a gamble, they've just lost their manager. I know he scored 43 points, but he didn't do great by all accounts. He made a bit of a howler. Doesn't seem to be a Marseille game, so I'm not even getting common Pow. I'm getting common Pow. I'm gonna play Horvath in here as a gamble, because this has just got to be an ETH chasing team. So I'll go pick my Champion Euro D4. And it's funny how many teams I did have, and then when I went and squeezed out the best special weekly I could, I think I can't have ended up with more teams, of course. I've definitely ended up with a little bit less, but it's where the less is. I don't really feel like that's even much of an impact. So we'll go Nubel here. Oh, a lot of tough choices at the back. Richards, Miazga, Robbo, Mancini. I'm not really denying I could take or leave him this game week. I think Chris Richards, that multiplier is too tempting, I suppose. Klopp is rotating, which makes Robbo contentious. And Alves are a shit. Yeah, Chris Richards goes in here. In midfield, I think it has to be Philip, really. Yeah, I think Max Phillips kind of the shout. Up front, kind of has to be Sani at this point, doesn't it? Yeah, Sani has to get into a team. And then the final rare. See, I think I picked Dorsch in this team first time around because he's in good form. Gladbach have fallen off a cliff since Marco Rose came in. Kamada he's due some decisive action. He really is. But it's just a tough game, Wolfsburg. I don't want to have Philip and Kamada in the same team. So I think that kind of brings me back to Dorsch. Or I could play Common Ronaldo. Or even Mancini. I think Mancini could be a good shout to go into this team. I've just not got much firepower, I've just not got much decisive power, whereas Dorsch could maybe... Those high bases, he just needs an assist or something that turns into a 70. They're at home. Fuck it, let's give him it. Dorsch. Very German team, eh? Who will we captain? I think we captain Philip. He's most likely to get the goal. Is the thinking behind that one. And we've got D5s to pick. I'll do training off camera. Yeah, so okay, so Global All-Star D4. We're going with the Horvath, aren't we? I think I'll maybe be picking a punty challenger team then as well with the other Horvath, because just why not? Okay, so if I've got Horvath and then yeah, okay, so these are just punty teams. The best punt has to go in here because we need to get that ETH, okay? So the best defender I've not selected, I'm tempted to say it's going to be Miazga. I know I've got Robbo here and a few other good candidates. Mancini. Put Mancini in, actually. Just put Mancini in. Been kind of swaying on him all night as I've been picking these teams. Keaton Parks. Isaka. I'm still talking about Isaka. Camavinga goes into this team, I think we know that actually. But without that guaranteed goalkeeper, like, that could be a really stupid move. The best midfielder that doesn't have a game. No, I've not picked it. I think it's for Sharon, isn't it? Zellerand's good. This is so tough. I've not got many like exciting fixtures when I look at these guys. I'm like, yeah, that's a good fixture for him. I just don't have that much of that going on here. I'm going to play Sands, right? So I think Sands is the most banker to start out that NYC group. You know, I've already picked Acevedo. I'm thinking I've picked Acevedo. I've picked Medina. I think Tajuri Stradi will probably play. And then maybe like a Talis Magno. Then Castellanos up front. So the base of the midfield, is it going to be Keaton Parks or Sands? If it's Keaton Parks, Sands probably still plays at centre back anyway. And if it is Sands, Parks doesn't play. So yeah, I'm going to stick with Sands in there. And then up front, unless it's an all-star. Ugbo really should be playing this game. Really, really should be. Jovanovic still isn't into a good team. David still hasn't been picked. Noah Ohio's... I'd love to get him into a cheeky team. I might actually still be able to do that actually. I think I'll go Joe David. And then the final best rare that's not in a team yet. Maybe Jordan Larson? I'm putting Miazga in here. I've got a feeling. This is such a shit team, isn't it? It better bring home the ETH. Better bring home some ETH. Yeah, I just feel this team is really shit looking, isn't it? You know, I'm going to bin this team. I'll come back to it in a minute. XMK, I'm with you there all the way. I'd put Ueda instead of a Sammy. Hoping for another ping, a big Kim Sung-gyu week. Yeah, me too. Do you want Sammy against Machida? That doesn't really stop me, Nick Taylor, to be honest with you. Like defender and attacker. Don't get me wrong, it has stopped me a little bit tonight, but overall, like, it doesn't like. Right, he's saying Usami for Ueda, right? I've seen that more than once. He's questioning the old Usami pick, so we'll bow to the masses. Right, okay, so the other punty team I can put together is a Euro under 23. If I put Pandur in, I don't think Pandur starts, right? But if I did just throw him in there for shits and gigs, I could also play alongside Koki, which is fine. Under 23s. Let's put Kamavinga in here, because why not? Up front. Ogbo. And then this is basically glorified training, so who else would I want to put in this? Noah Ohio. Let's throw him in there. Fuck it. This team is not going to win Jack Diddley squat, but because the goalkeeper's not going to play, in case you're wondering at home. I actually see as I just don't know if Horvath is going to play or not. I think that makes me want to play Common Paul Lopez in here. Yeah, I think I'll play Common Paul in there, just to give that ETH a bit better of a chance in case Horvath doesn't play. Challenger D4, I'll be playing Horvath in a gamble team. Who else have I got? Yedlin and McKenzie. McKenzie should really be playing that game. Yedlin, I'm not too sure. Galatasaray been a bit shaky. He's not been ever present in the team, so yeah, I'll go McKenzie. And then Grujic. Yeah. I'll play for Sharon and Larson. And then the last one, did I go Aronson or Palaversa? I think I'll go Palaversa, it's just the most likely to start. And then I guess we'll go captain. Off, they're all away, aren't they, except for Palaversa. Let's go captain Palaversa for the giggle. Since it's a punt of a team that's going to come back. Don't you have an Asia D4? No, I do not. I don't have a lot of D4s. I've not got a Challenger D4. I've not got an under 23 D4 that have like recognised goalkeepers. They're both punties, to say the least. Champion America, I've only got a D3. Do I have a D4 in me? I don't have the goalkeepers for it. Let me go back to this punty D2 with Champion America. I can maybe squeeze out. So we have Titon, which you'll know. We have Matarita. I suppose I could throw in Valenzuela if I think Valenzuela's going to play, which I do not think he will. Then I might. I've got Alvarez as well, I suppose. Let's put Jovovich in here. Gives this team a bit of credence. And then who's our supervisor? I would throw in Ethra. Okay, so we get this team actually to have, especially if Amaya can play. On the bench, did not feature in the last game. Open. Hey, listen, fuck it. Captain Ethra. Let's see what happens. It's Titon and Matarita at the back. So I'm not holding my breath. Okay, cool. No Champion America D4, no Challenger Euro. So Champion Euro D5 is where we're heading to next. In goals will be Claudio Bravo. Don't even know if he'll play or not. We'll go Navas at the back. You can maybe see where this is going. We'll go David Silva in midfield. We'll go Negredo up front. And then our spare man, I think we'll give it to probably Nolito, just because he can, you know, that's the Man City boys. Champion Euro D5, guys. What a strategy is that? If you didn't catch out the Twitter, I also picked up Fernando Regis, which you can see on the left of the screen. He was the last piece of that puzzle, and it's all ex-Man City. If I can win any cool cards with them, fucking great. It's always going to be Captain Silva, because that's just the way I rock. And let's see if the ex-Man City alumni in Champion Euro D5 can go on and do some damage, because that would be A lot of fun. Globe Under 23 D5, we go Safanov, don't we? I think we then... Ooh, tough options. I think I have to go Christensen, because he's just the most expensive card and the best card there. Zakarian. And then up front, I think I'm going to Damu. I think he didn't start in Europe, so I think he starts at the weekend. And then this Duvikas, I think I'll throw him in as well, don't I? And then captain, Zakarian's been the big card getter. Fuck me, I think I might even just captain Adamu. Bit of a punt. All these D5s, I don't even favourite them on SofaScore or anything like that in these cards I'm getting. I'm just having these as like stickers, for lack of a better term, you know. Maximenko going here with Gigo. I'll put Sucic in here, I think. And up front, I'm probably gonna pick Stefanovic, to be honest. And then throw Larson in as well. Yeah. That's an exciting little team as well. And I think I'll go Captain Larson, because that's just how I roll. Cool. So I've got 3 D5s now. I think I might have more D5s than I have D4s. That's pretty weird, eh? So we've got 4. Right, let's have a quick recap and we'll probably be calling it a night, guys. I've kept these for far too long. So, this is under 23 D3. So, Darwin may be on the bench, but Cabral may also be on the bench. I think he might start, to be honest. And I think both can get decisive from the bench. I just need that back 3 of Acevedo, Kessler and Tani to get me around the kind of 300 mark, including multipliers, 280ish, and that could be really good. Really, really good. Under 23 D3, the super rares we're rocking with is THB, Taylor Harwood Bellis, and Tobias Anselm. Midfield is good, goalkeeper is good. That could really do anything, that team. It all depends on the individuals, of course. You've just seen the D5, so I'm not going to cover that again. But the D4 is a pure punt because Ivor Pandur is unlikely to start. But Koke, Camavinga, Ugbo and Ohio, nice little team. Could do something if Pandur plays, not expecting it. Global All-Star, I've not done the D4 yet, so we'll do the D4, sorry. So Common Pow is going to be the goalkeeper. And then it has to be Mancini. Because Verona are just... I've got Illich in a team. I think he'll do okay, but... Verona have just lost their manager. They're not doing great. Not going to be backing them too heavy. So, I've got some good choices here. McKennie's been shit. Don't really want to touch him now. Isco might play, but it's a gamble. Kamada might be dropped, rotated. Morgan will probably play. And the Bulls is probably a team you want Morgan playing against, actually, so I might put Morgan in here. A lot of these other guys are just questions if they're going to start or not. So I think Morgan, actually, I've just made a good case for Morgan. He goes in. Decisive capable as well, which we like, of course. I think David is the best looking striker here. What did he score midweek? He didn't start, did he, Joe David? Or did he start? Got a 41. Who does Badgie have? Claremont foot. Badgie could be a sneaky one. Badgie could score this game week. Coming off the bench quite feasibly. At the top end strikers, it's just Joe David. He's the best player available. I've got to put him in, I suppose, don't I? And then the best of the rest. The best guy I've not picked is maybe Denier. Is maybe Common Ronaldo. Could it be Zella Ryan, Aronson? I think Robbo's the one that's shouting out at me here. Pick me, pick me. Oh, Gutman got a 65 in his last match. Sands is a bit of a starter, isn't he? I'm going to go safe, I think, with Sands. Yeah. And then just because of the goal threat, we've got to go Captain David, don't we? Okay, cool. Eve Hunton, I think that lineup can do it. Rocking out my first D5 entry this week. Not really thought about them much until now, but the price pool is pretty favourable. I'm not even looking at the price pool, to be honest with you. I was just I went and bought that Man City team as well, and I was just like, okay, well that's a Champion Euro D5, I suppose. But good on you, Misaki. I think you've got to spread the wet as wide as spread the net as wide as you can in these situations. The special weekly, which I think has to be, except for my All-Star D2, the strongest team I've got. David Soraya in goals, Gabriel Magalhaes at the back, SoRare controlling midfield, and then Depay and Jota linking up in attack. Even saying all that makes me excited about that team. SoRare's the only one I'm worried about, doesn't fulfill his last 5 potential, but I think he still will. All-Star D2 team picks itself. I think they're all my best super rares, and if I don't get close to the top in that division, I'll be mightily disappointed. D3, what did we end up picking? Legit in a Saka in midfield, yeah. Big Virgil at the back, big Turner in goals, and Ajeti, if he can get 3 80s in a row, I'll be fucking buzzing, by the way. The D4 we've just picked a D5 you've seen recently enough. Champion Euro. Now we're going D2 if you missed this earlier in the stream. What do you think? The Mecha's got a massive multiplier because he's not got a new card for this season. Hakimi didn't do that great against Bruges according to the stats, and at the weekend even, but he's got big scores in him and he could quite feasibly get it. It looks like Trippier, if you look at his last 5 there, is in, out, in, out, in, out, so I expect him to be in. Brais Mendes should play. Cadiz is a much easier game than Real Madrid. All black is all black. So, do you know what? I think that team has to get submitted. I really do feel that way. This team is weaker as a result, but I think Ivan Illich, he can definitely pull in a 50 odd without decisive. He does that with his multiplier. That gets him to about the 80 point mark. And then Vlasic and Teo could do that by themselves as a rare, never mind their multipliers. And then if Paulinho can rock up with like a 70 before multiplier, and then we get a 40 off from the goalkeeper, that could get us in amongst something. So it's still a capable team. I'm not pinning all the hopes of the world on it or anything like that. This team's quite capable as well. I'm really relying on goals from Max Phillip and Leroy Sané. If everyone else can just do their basic job, that could get over the line somehow as well. Challenger D3, I'll show you. D4 is just an absolute punt. I think I've already looked at it anyway. But the D3, Giakoumakis is a wee bit of a punt, but it's a very Celtic-ish themed team. So I've actually got a wee bit of hope for that. Captain Jack at the back. And Cham making his SO5 debut for me, I believe. Jordan's a club legend. Giakoumakis may come off the bench. We've got a really punty America D2 I'm not going to look at again. This is quite a solid D3, which I'm excited about. And is one of my favourite lineups I think I've got this game week actually. Nice rounded double super rare midfield, proven striker, good defender, solid goalkeeper, dynamic going on there. And then the last team, Machida should play. Key should play. Let's see what happens. Guys, I think that is us. I will do my training in private. I will not bore you with all of that. Is there any, if I bought any cards, is there anything to talk about or show you just as we clock off for the night? So Anselm is the reward I got recently. You've seen he's been selected somewhere, I'm sure. Picked up some of those limiteds. I got the Brais Mendes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to report on, guys. Let's check before we leave the night out. SoRare Data. Has there been another further update? Let's even check the GameWeek tab, and we'll have a wee look at the prize pool, and then I'll call it a night and we'll leave these to go off on your merry way. So the prize pool, that's this GameWeek. Let me see what the leaderboard says on SoRare. Please have me in third. Please have me in third. Please have me in third. Fourth. Let me see that fucking leaderboard. Connor R. Yeah, Connor. Where did you come from? Sean Joe Mancini. Oh, that Mancini goal right at the end. Andy was your captain. Oh, I had this alarm set last night for the 1 of 10 Joanne Jordan super rare auction. It didn't go the way I wanted it to, went a wee bit too high. That's a good team, mate. Darwin Quintero, Jesus, and Graham Zusi. Mate, you've got fucking lucky, man. Good scores from Mancini. The unique did let you down, but it's a decent team, man. Fair play to you. Bellamat and Dodo are a wee bit too far ahead. I don't see. I don't know how the fuck Zusi's got 89. I'm sure he got decisives or whatever, but that's just a kick in the balls, man. Well done to you. Well done to you. 0.6, man. That's a kick in the balls. I'm still hoping for an Opta adjustment. But seeing that it's one of you guys in the crowd, Connor, well done, my man. Pleasure competing with you. I hope you enjoy your half an ether. And I'm still hoping, that we get a wee Opta adjustment in my favour. Offline for maintenance. Okay. So we'll check the wee tier pool. Tier 2 super rares. The prize pool this week in All Star is pish. To be honest with you, I already looked at it and I thought the ETH is really going to be the real main carrot to go for. Roberto Pereira, I don't think I'll be getting anyone towards the top here really. Jordan Henderson, Vigo, Sobolev, I'd actually really like a Sobolev. Leo Dubois would, yeah, he'd be welcome. Ignacio Fernandez would be welcome. Roldan, there's a 0. Everton would be welcome. I don't know what these are, guys. I reckon there's a lot of good players here, but there's none that I'd be too super hyped about winning a super rare of. Martin Zindi, yeah, that'd be nice. Go injured, that would be acceptable, I suppose. Maxi Morales, Richie Bazoer, I think he's probably, if he's playing, he's maybe my favourite I would want so far. Rashidley Bazoer, I should say. Sateldo. Pizzi would be nice. I think he's definitely above tier 2 level. Legit, I'd fucking love another Legit, by the way. Yeah, that would be good. Legit is my favourite so far. No one else is really jumping out here as being amazing. Van Crooij, if that's how you say it, was actually really handy last year. Transferred to Rotterdam. What's his form been like? It's been crappy. Yeah, he was very good last year at a really crap team. It just caught my eye there, sorry. I don't know if that's of interest to you guys at home. Gabbiadini, Camano, but I'd actually, yeah, Camano could work. Van Ginkel could work. Fabio, the striker. When did he get a card? Where's Kamala? I'll take a wee bit of this guy. I don't think he's been playing that great, but he looked, him and Kamala looked good when they first linked up. Yeah, he's not doing great. How is Kamala? I'll check that out in a minute, right? Let me get through this tier. Pool. Fabio. Good recognition from your man Quinny boy, yeah? How about that? So yeah, there's a couple of cards I'm actually quite interested in. A Sakamoto, if he's back to fitness and form, that would be nice, I suppose. That would be sentimental if nothing else. Manolas would be a good super rare. Another Grand Seer, Andy Farrell. Yeah, I'd like an Andy Farrell. I'd like to win an Andy Farrell. I wouldn't like to spend money on him. Stevie Clark, Anton Walks, another Atlanta. It's actually a really deep pool. I'm still scrolling through this. There's a lot of tier 2s available. All shapes and sizes. Good, bad, shite, and otherwise unknown. Right across the board. Gotta cross your fingers and toes for me, guys. I've missed out on the podium, so hopefully I at least get the type of super rare that I want. You know, something pretty decent. Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, across both the streams we cut out after 20 minutes in the first one. Hope you've enjoyed this. Enjoy your game week. Like, subscribe, share, retweet, all that good stuff, guys. Stay out of trouble. Wish me luck for Manchester, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.